the change, 'cause obviously being a manager, you were managing people and in charge of a
Yeah.
branch, in charge of a team. So going from managing people and managing a team to then being responsible for yourself is a bit of a change, really, isn't it? How did you feel at that time?
Well, managing a team, yeah, it's fun being part of a team, but I would never say I was really a manager. I'm a more of a people's person. So I was more like one of my team, like, yeah, I were never really wanted to be a manager as such, really. I enjoy dealing with people, but not like I enjoy dealing with customers and I enjoyed like doing the mortgage side and I enjoyed being in the team, but I wouldn't say I was like a manager really. I was like one
Yeah,
of my team members.
yeah, I am struggling. Like when I sort of picture, fair, I was a bank manager back in the past, and like quite a few years ago. And I probably started about similar sort of time with you with the cooperative bank. I think probably then when you went to the Yorkshire Building Society, like that
Yeah.
2001, I think that sort of time started with them. But then I never saw I never do now, but you just never see yourself as a manager kind of thing. You're just part of the
Mm.
team that's
Yeah.
steering the ship or has the responsibility upwards, but then not so much the responsibility downwards. And downwards, I mean that in total
Mm.
respective way. I'm not saying down, but like I always sort of felt that I was always the guard. Whenever I've managed people, when
Yeah.
it was in the bank, it was like this. You had things that came down, and I get in this agency, the thing that came down the line, the decisions were made higher up, and like we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I always sort of felt like I was like the guard of sheltering all the people in the branch and all the people that
Yeah.
work with in terms of it, sort of saying like it's yeah. So and then you'd sort of rather than just deliver the same message. I always felt that I filtered it kind of thing. And I think you always gain respect from people
Yeah.
within the branch, within the team for doing that. So it's interesting to hear that you felt that exactly the same way.
Yeah, I felt like I had to shield them, and I was always like, I don't know, I always felt like if you didn't have a good team, yeah, then you wouldn't be a good manager. It were all how good your team were. That's how I always used to think of it. So I used to try and look after my team, really.
Yeah. No, 110% agree with you, John.
Yeah.
I think it's all about your team. If you haven't got a good team, if you've not got buy-in from your team,
No.
if they don't respect, if there's not that mutual respect, if you expect them to respect you, but then you don't respect your team, you're not
Yeah.
going to go very far from a management point of view, because you're just
No.
always going to be churning staff. The staff aren't going to be loyal to you. They're not going to. And I always sort of found that when when you manage the team the right way and you're right with the people, and not just like sort of once a month or it's like every day in day out, you treat them the right way. When you needed something back, you always judged how well you respected you were as a manager by how your response was for your team. So if you said to them, "Oh, come on folks, I really we need this, or we need to get this
Yeah.
done, or we need to get this over the line," then they just do it with no questions asked. And I think that gives you the buy-in. I'm guessing that your team were the same for you at the Yorkshire.